The Senate will come to order. I ask everyone to please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, let us bow our heads in a moment of silent reflection or prayer. Reading of the Journal.
In Senate, Monday, March 17, 2025, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The Journal of Friday, March 14, 2025 is read and approved. On motion, the Senate adjourn.
Without objection, the Journal stands approved as read. Presentation of petitions, messages of the Assembly, messages from the Governor, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, communications and reports from state officers, motions and resolutions. Senator Gianaris.
Mr. President, I move to adopt the resolution calendar at this time.
All those in favor of adopting the resolution calendar, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution calendar is adopted. Senator Gianaris.
Can we please recognize Senator Chen for an introduction?
Senator Chen for an introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President and esteemed colleagues. I rise today with great pride to introduce a very distinguished guest in the galley, Miss Universe Israel 2024, Ms. Ophir Natalie Corsia, who has represented Israel on the world stage with grace, beauty, intelligence, and resilience. Born in Rishon LeZion, she is fluent in Hebrew, Spanish, and English, embodying the diverse cultural ties that connect Israel and New York itself. Beyond her achievements in pageantry, Ms. Corsia has used her platform to advocate for important causes, inspiring young people from around the world. She now resides in Los Angeles, where she continues to pursue her artistic career and represent the values of perseverance, creativity, and international understanding. It is an honor for me to welcome Ms. Corsia to the New York State Senate. And, by the way, today Ms. Corsia is accompanied by Ms. Jerusalem 2024, Ms. Mina Levitas. And I ask my colleagues to join me in extending a warm and big New York welcome to Ms. Universe Israel 2024, Ophir Corsia, and Ms. Mina Levitas, Ms. Jerusalem 2024.
Thank you, Senator Chan. To our guests, I welcome you on behalf of the Senate. We extend to you the privileges and courtesies of this House. Please rise and be recognized. Senator Gianaris.
Mr. President, let's take up the calendar, please.
Secretary will read.
Calendar number 235, Senate Print 2000 by Senator Addabbo, enactment of the insurance law.
Read the last section.
Section 5, this act shall take effect January 1st, 2027.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 418, Senate Print 3352 by Senator Sanders, enactment of the insurance law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 437, Senate Print 4832 by Senator C. Ryan, enactment of the workers' compensation law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 452, Senate Print 3071 by Senator Sanders, enactment of the education law.
Bill will be laid aside for the day.
Calendar number 454, Senate Print 3236 by Senator Cooney, enactment of the education law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 481, Senate Print 4162 by Senator Bailey, enact to incentivize the purchase of local produce in supermarkets and grocery stores through the Fresh Connect program.
Read the last. Call the roll.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day after it shall become a law. Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 42, Senate Print 4754 by Senator Bailey, enact to amend the agriculture and markets law.
Read the last section.
Section 8, this act shall take effect on the 90th day after it shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 512, Senate Print 3585 by Senator Ramos, an act to amend the general business law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect 1 year after it shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart-Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 526, Senate Print 1609 by Senator Harkam, an act to amend the environmental conservation law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect on the 1st of February.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart-Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 61.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 545, Senate Print 1052 by Senator May, an act to direct the Department of Economic Development to move the Central New York Welcome Center to the Equal Rights Heritage Center in the city of Auburn.
Bill will be laid aside. Senator Gianaris, that completes the reading of today's calendar.
Let's move to the controversial calendar, please.
Secretary will ring the bell. The secretary will read.
Calendar number 545, Senate Print 1052 by Senator May, an act to direct the Department of Economic Development to move the Central New York Welcome Center to the Equal Rights Heritage Center in the city of Auburn.
Senator Walczyk, why do you rise?
Mr. President, I hope the sponsor will yield for some questions on this bill.
Senator May, will you yield?
I will.
Senator May yields.
Through you, Mr. President, so Destiny USA is in the top 20 most visited shopping centers in the nation. 26 million visitors a year go there. It's the largest shopping mall in the state of New York, the 9th largest in the entire country. I know this mall very well, grew up in the region and traveled to do Christmas shopping there, but now I know all my Canadian friends traveling down to Syracuse at the confluence of Route 81 and Route 90 to go to what I used to call Carousel Mall is now Destiny USA. This bill would move the Central New York Welcome Center from Destiny USA, from that mall in Syracuse to the Heritage Center in the city of Auburn. Is that correct?
Through you, Mr. President, that's correct.
And through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield?
Yes.
Sponsor yields.
So with Destiny USA at the confluence of 81 and 90 Syracuse in the heart of CNY, why would we move this from the city of Syracuse and Destiny USA to the city of Auburn?
Mr. President, I would ask my colleague how often he has visited the Welcome Center when he has gone to Destiny Mall. The reality is, and Destiny is in my district, both of these locations are in my district. The Welcome Center is located in an out-of-the-way place on the second floor of the mall. When I have gone there, I have seen very little activity. And the Equal Rights Heritage Center in Auburn was actually built to be a welcome center. And the idea was, because it is located right across from City Hall, right next to the Seward House historic site, that it would be, it would get its operating money from the Welcome Center contract. But in his wisdom, the former governor built the building, but took away the operating money and put it in Destiny Mall. Destiny Mall will stand without that operating money, but this building risks falling into disrepair right in the middle of Auburn because it does not have a regular source of operating funds. So this would just go back to the original plan, take the funds for the Welcome Center and put it into this building that was built for that purpose.
And would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
Does the city of Syracuse support this bill?
Through you, Mr. President, I have not spoken to the city of Syracuse.
Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
Has the Onondaga County Legislature voted on any resolution supporting this bill or signaled their support for this legislation?
Through you, Mr. President, I haven't presented it to them.
And through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I will.
How
Sponsor yields.
about the legislature from Oneida County?
Through you, Mr. President, I don't know why the Oneida County Legislature would be involved in any way.
Through you, Mr. President, this bill is about the Central New York Welcome Center. That's why. How about Madison County, also in Central New York?
Does the sponsor yield to that question?
Yes.
Sponsor yields.
Through you, Mr. President, this is an issue of righting a wrong in the city of Auburn, and I have not taken it up with county after county after county in Central New York.
Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
Sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
Oswego County is also in Central New York. Any support from Oswego County? Did you reach out to Oswego County and ask them where the Central New York Welcome Center should be?
Through you, Mr. President, I did not.
And through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
Yes.
Sponsor yields.
How about Cortland County? Have you seen a resolution from the legislature in Cortland County supporting this legislation?
Through you, Mr. President, I have not, and I also have not seen people from Cortland County or Oneida County or Oswego County visiting this Welcome Center.
And through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I would.
Sponsor yields.
Since the city of Syracuse and Destiny USA are at the confluence of 81 and 90, right in the heart of Central New York, and you're moving this Central New York Welcome Center, what, and not hearing from any of the municipalities that I just listed in Central New York, would you tell me what was your process for relocating and how did you site select a new location for the Central New York Welcome Center?
Through you, Mr. President, this is the old location for the Central New York Welcome Center. It was originally planned in this place. The building was built for that purpose.
Through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
So parking is free for the public at Destiny USA, where the CNY Welcome Center is currently. Is parking also free at the Heritage Center, where you're proposing to relocate the Welcome Center for Central New York?
Through you, Mr. President, there is free parking and there is paid parking in the vicinity.
Through you, Mr. President, would the sponsor continue to yield?
The sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
When you say free parking in the vicinity, does that mean the parking on site you have to pay for, and in the vicinity is just the city of Auburn, where there's spots to park for the public?
Through you, Mr. President, there is street parking and there is a parking garage directly across the street from the facility, and it has a policy of the first hour or two being free. I don't remember exactly. The parking garage does, but not the street parking.
And through you, Mr. President, if the sponsor would continue to yield.
The sponsor yield.
I will.
Sponsor yields.
So the CNY Welcome Center, like many welcome centers throughout the state of New York, also have a Taste New York component to them. This is currently located within a shopping mall that, as I stated earlier, has 26 million visitors a year, which means that those 26 million visitors a year, international, I mentioned Canadians come down, are exposed to those Taste New York products. Are there 26 million New Yorkers a year that go to the Heritage Center in the city of Auburn?
I will reiterate, the CNY Welcome Center, where it is now, has precious little foot traffic of any kind. The Equal Rights Heritage Center in Auburn, by contrast, has school field trips that come there, lots of people who come there as part of the Harriet Tubman National Historic Park, as part of visiting the Seward House, of visiting what we call history's hometown, which is Auburn, New York. There is already a Taste New York site in that building, as well as all kinds of interactive displays about local history, about women's history, the history of the suffrage movement in the area, and the history of the abolition movement in the area. So there actually is while the building itself does not get the numbers of people that the mall receives, the actual site where the Welcome Center would be located would get many more people than visit the Welcome Center currently.
Mr. President, on the bill.
Senator Walczyk on the bill.
Yeah, well, I don't represent the city of Syracuse, Destiny USA, or the city of Auburn. Constituents from across my district and neighbors north often frequent these areas. I'm a big believer in the Taste New York program. I think this was one of the savvier things that we did to get agricultural products into areas where visitors to our state could see them and get some exposure to the great agricultural products that we have here. I've got a lot of pause about the relocation of Central New York's Welcome Center for that reason, as 26 million visitors a year come to Destiny USA. That seems like a great place to have a Taste New York thing. Obviously, Destiny USA, that shopping mall has a storied history. We hope they also have a storied future, and I would hate to see them lose a good tenant that's a great partnership with the state of New York. But on top of all of that, my biggest concern that was illuminated in this debate here, Mr. President, was the process by which we've selected a new site for Central New York's Visitor Center. Not with any feedback from any of the municipalities from across the state of New York. I didn't receive a call from the sponsor of this legislation. I represent a portion of Oswego County in Central New York. My feedback wasn't sought, and neither was the feedback of the city of Syracuse, Onondaga County, Oneida County, Madison County, Oswego County, Cortland County, or Cayuga County in any kind of formal way. So that gives me a lot of pause, and that will lead me to a no vote today, and I would encourage my colleagues to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any other senators wishing to be heard? Seeing and hearing none, debate is now closed. Senator Gianaris.
Mr. President, we've agreed to restore this bill to the non-controversial calendar.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Sewell Cousins, White.
Senator May to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last year and this year in our One House, we have allocated money to the operation of the Equal Rights Heritage Center in the city of Auburn because there is a building there that was meant to have operating funding and does not have operating funding because it was with no explanation taken away from that building and assigned to another location. We heard that Destiny Mall receives a lot of foot traffic, but the reality is that the Welcome Center does not. And this is an opportunity to really bring a lot more foot traffic to a Welcome Center in the heart of a very historic region in Central New York. The issue about the Taste New York option, that will always be available to Destiny Mall as well. It exists in Auburn, it exists in Destiny now. There is no reason why you couldn't have those amenities available in both places. But to argue that the Welcome Center is any kind of a center or is welcoming very many people in the location that it's in now is truly not in line with reality. And so I am confident that this would be a move that would both save us money in the long run and actually welcome many more people than it welcomes now. I vote aye.
Senator May to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 545, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Borrello, Rhodes, Walczyk, and White. Ayes 57, nays 4.
The bill is passed. Senator Gianaris, that completes the reading of today's calendar. Sorry, go ahead, Senator Gianaris.
Me? Is there any further business at the desk?
There is no further business at the desk.
I move to adjourn until tomorrow, Wednesday, March 19th at 3 p.m.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Wednesday, March 19th at 3 p.m.